Mark, a bit of a disappointing way to end the home season with a defeat, but I guess over the whole scheme of things, it doesn't take away from what's been an incredible achievement over the last few weeks.
I think that's what we've got to try and console ourselves with. The fact that the lads, they did a lap of honour at the end, as you do at the end of the season, and I think I said to them that lap of honour was thoroughly deserved. Obviously not for today, but for the effort they've put in to get us into the position we're in. Their application over the last sort of 3 or 4 months has been really first class, and their performances have been excellent. So we can't complain too much. Very disappointing to lose the game of the day, particularly when in that first half the game was there for us to win it. 1-0, we got a bit of a soft goal to start with, but it gave us a head start. Then we've had 3 or 4 glaring chances, that I would expect us to take one of them, and we didn't, and then we end up losing by half time and not being able to get back in the game, and what was really a disjointed and a tired performance in the second half. But like you say, the lap of honour was thoroughly deserved, and we can only say that the boys have done well.
There's an element, you mentioned a tired performance in the second half. Is there an element that all the hard work was done to get us out of 11th and into the top 6, and it's maybe just psychologically, subconsciously, that's affecting them at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's, you need a sort of credible incentive. The incentive was at one stage that we might go down, and then the incentive became getting in the top 6, and then the incentive became maybe getting 4th, and that's probably not the best incentive for players. The danger of relegation or the opportunity to get in the top 6 was enough of a kind of incentive to really drive them, and then when they used up so much energy as they did doing that, then it can come to a point where it's no longer there when you need that little bit extra, which we did in the second half. They can't really call upon it because they've done the reserves. Looking at Marvin Johnstone here in the second half today, for me he was running on empty, and he's for me has had an absolutely magnificent season, and the energy that he's put into getting us and helping us get to where we've got has been fantastic. But today he looked spent in a sense. So we've got 2 games to go. We've got to try and find a wee bit of energy for those 2 games. Can we now try and finish 5th if we can't finish 4th? And then of course we go to Celtic Park in the last day of the season, and what it's like at Celtic Park. You have to go there with some amount of energy, or you can end up getting in the end of a bit of a doing. So we have to keep our heads, we have to keep our concentration and finish the season in this week. It's only a week to go. Finish it professionally and try and get some sort of results out of those 2 games.
You mentioned the last game here that you watched the first half from the stand. You obviously watched the whole game from the stand today with your suspension. I take it that wasn't a 90 minutes you would like to relive again, sitting up there?
No, I find it very frustrating. I chose to sit in the stand at the Hearts game, but I also, even if I sit in the stand, I've got the licence to come down. But today you're not allowed on the pitch. I like to go out for the warm-up. You're not allowed to go out on the pitch for an hour before the game, and for 15 minutes after the game you've got to stay out of the tunnel and the dressing room and all of that. For me that part of it is a bit of nonsense. It's stopped me from doing my job the way I should be doing it. But in actual watching the game for the stand in the game is not a big deal for me. I quite enjoy that.
As you mentioned, we've got 2 games to go. Is there any opportunity for the likes of young Alan Campbell maybe to get some playing time, maybe at Ross County on Wednesday?
Yeah, I think that we'd love to give any of the boys that are on the fringes and coming through an opportunity, but you can't do it at the expense of boys that have earned their place. They all want to play as well, so it's not a case of me saying, well, Alan Campbell's going to play and anyone else is going to play simply for the sake of playing, because then I've got to leave out, if I play Alan Campbell, I've got to leave out Keith Lasley, or I've got to leave out Stephen Pearson, who have earned their places in the team. So they boys want to play as well, so it's not as simple as just giving people the opportunity. If, for instance, one of the boys was struggling through injury, then somebody like Alan Campbell might get a bit of the game.